I'm gonna give you 5 of the best agility exercises that you can utilize to improve your speed, and we're gonna start right now. I like to think about agility work as moving our feet quickly, right? And also laterally. So if we're gonna be doing agility training for speed, we've gotta think about some lateral work, and we've gotta think about lateral work that will lead to steep shin angles and also rapid rates of coordination. So that's gonna be the key concept here as we work through these 5 exercises. We're looking for stuff that's gonna be quick reactive work and also exercises that will lead to steeper shin angles. And if they don't lead to steeper shin angles, we're also looking for that rapid rate of coordination. Okay, so the first exercise we're gonna do when we're trying to hit agility to improve our overall speed-based training is we wanna do a side kettlebell jump with a pause, okay? And the whole goal here is that when we're talking about agility and how it transfers over to speed is that if we can control this plant and then come out of that plant quickly, just like Jan's showing us here, pause a little bit more, and you can almost go cross body a little more with the kettlebell. Yeah, there. Whoa. Okay, so this is gonna be a nice, easy warm up to get everything working laterally for being more agile. Okay, now you can take a break. So we wanna go from there, we're gonna rest about a minute and go into a bilateral jump. So you go bilateral jump, land, bilateral jump back over the bench, land on the outside foot, bound, bound, bound. And then repeat that here. So we wanna see this carry over to the bilateral movement, and then the unilateral movement is going to be to increase that speed. So we're taking the bilateral agility movements potentiated by the unilateral agility side to side jumps, and now we're going to turn that into the speed work. We're going to have to move the bench closer. Good. Now the other side. Start on that side. About that. About that.
Bro, you have these ones.
They're the same one.
Flip.
Oh, did that mess that up? Good, that's good. And if you saw right there, right off of that plant there, he plants on that outside leg, gets a nice little knee flexion. It still has that hip flexion here so he can project himself forward to get a little bit more speed from that agility-based training. Okay, so the next 2 exercises that we're gonna do, again, we're focusing on agility that leads to speed. So Jan's gonna show us a side band walk, and I wanna try and really wake up those hips. We're gonna do the side band walk, we're gonna take the band off, we're gonna do side shuffles. Great exercise, especially if you're an NFL linebacker. That's gonna help you with that side-to-side movement. And then you're gonna plant, go right into hurdle hops. You're gonna rest about a minute. Okay, the next exercise that we're gonna follow that up with is gonna be a side shuffle plant with that outside leg directly into single leg bounds. So we're trying to bridge the weight room with that field work. So we're trying to look for those specific cuts that we might be hitting on the field, and then that acceleration work that we're gonna hit from these agile positions. I think the best time to use this is gonna be as you're getting really close into the season, you know, right in the preseason period, because it is very specific, especially for defenders that are gonna be scraping laterally. But I even like this for an in-season period where maybe you're starting to get a little sluggish, you're starting to feel a little slow. These are movements that, you know, you do 2 or 3 sets in season. Out of season, you could go 6, 7 sets, a little bit more volume. But in season, you do 2 or 3 sets each side. You're gonna start to feel a little more rejuvenated. You're gonna start to feel a little bit more pop, and that's gonna help you transfer that speed over onto the field. Okay. The same thing there is like, if you notice, Jan did a really good job planting on his outside leg, and as soon as he planted, he started to cut forward, and that's a really, it's a skill. These are skills. That's what everybody has to be aware of, is that speed is a skill, and agility and that co-contraction on his knee, that's a skill that he has to hone in on and learn and get better at so that he can react quicker and quicker and quicker. These are technical movements, and so utilizing plyometrics from a technical aspect, and that's gonna help carry over to the field and gonna help carry over to when he's starting to make cuts, you know, reading running backs and opposition. Okay, so the last thing that we're gonna do that's gonna be agility work that's gonna improve your overall speed is gonna be single leg stair jumps. And I love single leg stair jumps. If you've watched our videos, we do a lot of work on the steps for various reasons. When we're doing single leg work, it's a little bit easier. There's less force going into your knee, going into your ankle, going into your lower back when you're going up the steps because you're landing at an earlier period. It's also really challenging to coordinate and recover rapidly. And so Jan's gonna show us, ideally, he's gonna get 4 jumps on his left, 4 jumps on his right. And then finally, from a coaching perspective, as a coach's tool, you can see, all right, they land a little bit heavier on one side versus the other, or they don't get to the top as few jumps. Maybe on the left leg, you get to the top in 4, and then on the right leg, it's 5. So now you can start to play around with seeing which side is weaker, and then also which side they might favor, how their foot is turning on the stairs. So utilize this to improve their agility, and then that's gonna transfer tremendously over to the field with speed. Also, finally, because of that steep shin angle. Jan, here's your invitation, buddy.
Step away from me.
You're so lucky. That was so lucky.
Why was that lucky?
As we see, perfect example where Jan was able to get to the top in 4 jumps on the one leg, and it took him 4.5 jumps on the other leg.
I miscounted because I didn't want to hit the wall.
Okay, so you can do it right now?
Yes. There you go. That was after doing it again. Give me a second break.
So utilize stair jumps to improve that reactiveness unilaterally, and it's also gonna help you with your cutting. It's gonna help with that overall speed and force production. The whole goal with agility movements is we wanna improve our ability to cut and then transfer that energy forward into that speed. So utilize all these exercises, I'd say once a week, and then in season, just do 1 to 2 to 3 sets max. Use these to try and feel a little bit better. And if you need help with your programming, you need something that's gonna help you get faster and react quicker, click on the link down below. Go to garagestrength.com and you can pick up our How to Get Faster speed-based training program for football. Or if you need programs specific for agility, you can pick up our Agile and Hostile program. The link is down in the description. Until next time, guys, peace.